Okay, hopefully we're all warmed up now and ready to work on some technique. So if you remember the first week, I taught the grapevine step, that's a travelling step, and I taught the hip drop, piece of technique. The second week, I taught the forward and back, a foot pattern or travelling step, and taught the figure 8 or snake. So this week, you will not be surprised to hear that we are learning one travelling step and one other piece of technique. So for our travelling step, we're going to go back to the technique we did last week. If you remember, our figure 8, lovely snaky figure 8 that it is, sometimes actually known as a snake, begins with a circle on one hip. And you do your circle on one hip, and when you come up here, the other hip goes down so you can join it to the circle on the first hip. Second hip. I'm sorry, I have no brain and also a cold. What we're going to do here is eliminate the circle on the second hip. We are just doing one hip circle. And yes, you can lift your foot up for this. In fact, you'll need to because we're going to walk with it. What we do, if I step over here to give myself some more room, is we drop this hip and we push it out to the side. And while all the weight is on this hip, at the same time as we push it out to the side, we take a step with our free leg. Now, we pull this hip up and all the weight goes onto that leg that took the step. Pull it in and down. We step together. And then we do that again. We drop, push out to the side and take a step. Lift up, pull in and together. And down, out, step, up, in, together. Down, up, step, up, in, together. We do that going the other way. We drop this hip, we push it out, and we step. That's when you put this together as a dance, that is all one movement. It's down and out over here at the same time as you take a step here. Then we move the weight to there as we lift up and in and bring our feet together. And we go down and out, and we take a step, and up and in, and bring our feet together. Down, out, up, in, down, out, up, in. So one foot is just going step, 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 step. And the other foot, make it be the other foot, is just going up and in, down, out, up and in, down, out, up and in. The trick is putting those two together. Now, if you can't manage the up and in, to start with, just focus on taking a step and pushing your hip out, putting your feet together. Step, hip out, feet together. Step, hip out, feet together. Step, hip out, feet together. And the other way, step, hip out, feet together. 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 That is also a belly dance move on its own, and if that is all you can handle, that's absolutely fine. Once you get the hang of this, you may find you're able to lift your hip and bring it in. Lift your hip and bring it in. Lift your hip and bring it in. And slowly you can build up the circle on one leg, like this. So we're just going to do a few of those. I'll count them off. Going in fours. It's up to you if you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, or if you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, or if you want to mix them up. I'll do a few of each. You do whatever you feel like doing. If you want to follow me, that's great. If you want to go and make a cup of tea and come back and do this later, that's also great. I'm a recording, you cannot hurt me. Let's go. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. And now we're basically doing our figure eights. It just looks a little different because of the way we're stepping with it. Okay, hopefully you've got the hang of those. If not, we're going to revisit them in a minute for a follow along, or you can go back to the beginning of the video and think, what did she do? And a 1 and a 2, and put it all together. Moving on. In our warm-up, and in previous warm-ups, come to think of it, we have done some hip circles. So we're going to take a proper look at those now. For the hip circle, hips forward. My legs are a little further apart than I would normally do. I'm just going to make this extra big so you can see. Keep your stomach strong. You're not doing this. Strong stomach. Strong hips, supported by your thighs and your knees and your legs all the way into the ground. A strong stretch this way. As you've done that, you push it out here. Now this leg is going to bend as you do this. Don't worry about that, but keep your hips level. Come over to the side, push it out to the back. Now both legs are straight. My weight is between both legs evenly again, and my back is not doing this. It's doing this nice straight flat back, supported by the legs, chest lifted. So you can all see my lovely smiling visage, you lucky people you. From here, we go to the side again. Now this leg is doing most of the supporting. This leg bends a little. This leg, when I'm here, has no weight on it. The only weight into this leg is to stop it wandering off. It is not supporting my weight. My hips are over here. And from here, I move them round to the front again. That's where we began. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You're going to step it together a bit now so it's easy to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as we speed it up, it becomes a hip circle. Now these are big hip circles. They take a lot of time. If you bring your feet closer together, it's about where we normally have them, which is hip width. Hip width is not as far as you think it is, I promise. Then you'll find you can do your hip circle now, here, forward, push to the side, and you don't need to bend your leg as much or stretch into it because you're not doing a massive one. Out to the back and back. And it all becomes very controlled. And you can do a hip circle just here. I don't have to bend my legs at all for this. You may be different, but you can do your hip circle. And of course we can go the other way. We can go forward, to the side, to the back, and to the side. And forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side. Smoothing that out until we get a lovely hip circle going this way. So, these we've been doing in the warm-up already. What do we do with them when we dance? Well, we could just stand here and do hip circles. This looks very nice all by itself. But there's a lot more you can do. You can try walking with them, stepping side to side, like we did with our circles on one hip. Excuse the noises outside, I do apologise. We can go 1 and to the back, 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 and we can go the other way, 1 and to the back, 1 to the back, 1 and to the back, 1 to the back, circling as we step. It's quite cute. We can turn with them. So if my hips are going this way, my feet are stepping. It's very easy to step my feet with the circle and make a circle going round. Okay, this is the easy one. So keep doing this if you want to. Going round in the same direction as your hips. Or, if you want, you can try, if you've been dancing for a while, maybe try this. If this is your first time ever doing hip circles, I don't recommend it. Stepping one way and turning the other. So your hips are going this way, feet are walking this way. And of course I can do that going the other way as well. Get my hips going this way. It's one of my favourite accents, if I've been moving forwards and back or dancing, is to step out, turn one way, hip circle the other way. I think it messes with your brain a little bit, so your head's going, ooh, what happened there? It just looks cool. But if you're fine just doing them on the spot or just walking around in the same direction as your feet, that is good too. Okay, so we now have our circles going this way and our circles going this way. We can also, hang on, did I just do the same circles twice? I did. We have circles like this and we have circles like this, is what I meant to say. The other thing we can do with these circles is we can break them. So, stepping out quite wide again, you can do a big circle this way and then stop. Hang out over here. Big circle this way and stop. Circle this way. Hey, what's that over there? Big circle this way. And of course you can do that to the back as well. You can go around and around, making sure you keep your back flat, and around and around. This is quite fun for playing with an audience. Don't know what's going to happen. And then whoosh! Round you go. So you've got that. You can do these and then bring them into these and then back into this. There's quite a lot you can do when you start to link up your movements or break them down. So, having looked at those two, let's put on some music. I'm going to improvise along using these and all our turns, probably some of these, and perhaps some of the shimmies we used in the warm-up. You can follow me, or if you just want to keep practicing one or two things, maybe just doing this, that's absolutely fine. Okay, hopefully you got the hang of some of that at least. Sorry if I got a little bit carried away in the middle there. If in the next section all you want to do is this, when it comes to this move, and this, that will be absolutely fine. If you want to do some of the trickier things, if you want to try turning your hips this way, or we go this way, if you want to add a little shimmy when you bring your hip up, that is absolutely fine. I'll see you on the next video.